In this video, I'm going to share my $2.5 million portfolio that allowed me to reach financial independence by the age of 26 and how the goal of financial independence is one of empty promises. Now, if you're new to my channel, my name is Koukun and I'm a real estate investor and I run a real estate team here in the Niagara region. If you're interested in working with us, definitely check out some of our guides in the description below. You can get our free beginner's guide to creating a legal basement apartment. Now, before we start the video, I want to start with a quote from a book called The Richest Real Estate Agent, which was written by my mentor, Ben Osterveld, and it's actually in the forward portion written by Philip McKernan. Now, if you know either of them, they are deep in the personal growth space. They've, gone through incredible realizations in their own journey. And the curious part about both of them is that they both have a start in sort of the real estate investing world. They both, either had partnerships or bought a whole bunch of properties and did a lot in that space. And then they came to the realizations that that journey is one sometimes of many empty promises. So let's dig into this quote here. There was a time when the strongest story in my head was the one telling me that if I made enough money, I would have the freedom to live the life I wanted. It's a story that the logical side of my mind loved, but it was a soul-crushing journey that left me feeling lost, unclear, riddled with self-doubt, and buried in regret. That quote, when I read it, it really hit me hard because it completely resonated with the way I've been feeling in the past and more recently as I've looked back on, the many years of my life that have been spent in this pursuit of financial independence. Now, in my case, at the young age of 18, after graduating from high school, I got started in investing in real estate, initially with partnerships and then buying some properties on my own. In total now, I've been involved in close to 10 real estate transactions. So it's been, in my opinion, quite a lot over the last 8 years, and all the struggles that came with it. Obviously, it's helped me very well financially, but it has been quite a journey looking back. So before we dig into the essence of this video, I want to share just the basics of my net worth. Currently, my real estate portion of my portfolio is about $1.6 million. That consists of 4 rental properties I own myself, my primary residence, and 2 properties that I own in partnerships. I have another $450,000 or so in 2 building lots that came with some of my recent purchases where I was able to split the land, and now I have a piece of land that I can build a house on that's worth probably about $225,000 each. Also, I have currently around $300,000 invested in index funds. Since the pandemic began, it's been a focus of mine to put any savings that I have, as well as some of the profits that I made from selling off some partnership properties into index funds and really building that up. This is sort of my reserves. This is the funds that gives me some diversification, but also just really gives me some security, knowing that I have some assets outside of real estate, so that it gives me staying power if there's ever any incident that happens with the real estate market. And finally, I keep around $150,000 in cash. So this is cash savings in each of the rental properties bank accounts, in my business bank account, my personal accounts. And keep in mind, my position is such that I'm paying myself a salary, I'm paying 2 of our employees a salary. So I need to keep some reserves so that I can cover payroll for a couple of months if needed without any income coming in. So an important question I think that needs to be answered more is, how does financial independence feel? So much of the time we listen to sort of the practical aspects that come with financial independence. You have the ability to leave your job. You have the ability to do whatever you want. You can travel. You're not on someone else's schedule. There's so many practical benefits to being financially free. That, while it's true, does not give you the full story when it comes to financial independence, especially because of the amount of pressure we put on ourselves and the amount of meaning we attach to this concept of financial freedom. When I first became a millionaire, this was a huge goal that I had for myself. I had been thinking about it from the beginning of my journey. It's like, when I get to $1 million, then I'm gonna feel fulfilled, happy. I'm gonna be proud of myself. My parents are gonna be proud of me. There's so much expectation and attachment to this concept of being a millionaire. And when I reached it, it literally felt empty. It felt meaningless. It literally felt like everything I expected it to be was not there. That was a big moment for me because I really, it was not what I was expecting. I wanted more from this moment, right? And the logical part of my brain told me that, you know what, even though you're a millionaire, you're not financially free yet. You don't have the choice to quit your job. You don't have the choice to do whatever you want. When you reach financial independence, it will be different. So I allowed myself to believe that and, continued along this journey, plodded along and just continued to try to build wealth. And well, now I've achieved financial independence. I've reached a point in my life that if I wanted to, I could quit my job. I'd have to rearrange a few investments and I would probably be able to, live off of my investments maybe for the rest of my life, depending on the lifestyle that I choose to live. And while that is a great choice to have, the feeling remains the same. It still feels empty. It doesn't feel euphoric. It doesn't feel like that sense of fulfillment. I was at least hoping for that when I get there, there's gonna be some aha moment, something that gets unlocked and I'm gonna just feel amazing. That wasn't there. It has some significance from the practical side of things, but definitely from the internal aspect of how I feel about myself, it didn't really make any impact at all. The one bright light, the one positive between these two moments of emptiness is the work that I've been doing, especially with my coach Ben, and just in this journey of personal growth, looking at my past, looking at my present, really unlocking how I feel about myself, the relationships in my life, and really digging deep into that side of my life. It's allowed me to really start to feel connected to myself. And there's been some huge moments of breakthroughs where I've realized, my younger self, the 12-year-old kid who moved to Canada, who went through the hardships that I had to go through, as many of you who've immigrated to Canada have probably gone through, right? The change in the culture, the environment, and the building my life here. I'm incredibly proud of that kid. I'm incredibly proud of the person I was, the decisions I had to make, the choices I made to take responsibility for my life. And even now, I'm realizing that I'm incredibly proud of the person I've become through this journey more than the financial results. Like, I'm literally proud of myself. And so long I've been seeking that from others, seeking that from my father, seeking that from the people I work with. Like, I wanted appreciation so much in my life that only recently have I started to give that to myself and allow myself to feel appreciated, allow myself to feel that, I've done a really good job. And in that process, even though the accomplishment of financial independence is still, I think, one of empty promises, because of the work I've been doing, I've started to allow myself to take stock of that accomplishment and at the same time not place so much attachment to it. My identity is not based around the fact that I've reached financial independence, or specifically at a young age. Like, it's just a part of who I am, and it's a good accomplishment. I'm proud of myself for reaching that, but it's nothing more. I can lose it all and it would be the same. I would still feel that I am proud of the person I am more than specifically a milestone or specifically having a certain net worth or a certain result in my investing. And right now in my life, like I mentioned, being financially independent means that if I wanted to, I wouldn't need to work anymore. I could pick up, move, do something else. But in the last, especially year and a half, as I built my real estate team, I've really started to feel something different, especially about my work, because now I get to share my work and I get to work with people who I really find incredibly talented, motivated, willing to work hard, and I almost feel privileged to have this opportunity to get to be a part of their careers, their lives, and that I get to work with them. And it's been giving me energy to continue to do what I've been doing. And yeah, it's a feeling that I'm so grateful for, because if my work and my business was solely about making more money, this would really be a time where, yeah, I would just stop and move on. And I'm grateful that there is that part of that work that, along with making an impact in the lives of the clients who work with us, me now really being able to have an impact on the people I work with as well in my team is something that I'm really grateful for, because it's given me so much energy. And yeah, in terms of what's next, I'm really focused on this idea of finding meaning and purpose in my journey, in my life. And this may be something that never becomes a profitable endeavor. It may never become a business, but it is something that is truly important to me. Like, the value I've received from digging deep and discovering more about who I am is tremendous. And I truly implore you, if you've got to this far in the video and you've actually watched this whole video, and if any part of it resonates with you, I implore you to take some time, take some of your efforts and put it in this area to dig deep and to question if you're asking yourself, or if you're telling yourself that when I reach a certain net worth, a financial independence number, a certain result, then I'll feel happy, then I'll feel proud of myself, then I'll feel accomplished. Really question that thought. Is that true? Is there something else that's missing? Because I could have felt the way I feel now a lot sooner without having any accomplishments in real estate, in creating financial independence. It's not a prerequisite for feeling proud of yourself, for feeling like you're worth something. It's really not. And yeah, I implore you to ask yourself that question. If this is something that matters to you, like, what is your worth without all of this, without your net worth, your career, your financial results? Like, do you like the person who you are? And it's been a journey, but I finally come to the point where I feel I can truly say that I like this person, I like myself, and it's truly a very meaningful moment to be able to get to this point. A little bit deeper than our usual videos. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like it, you can give me a thumbs down. I'll be sad, but you can do that as well. And until next time, all the best. Take care.